Hey guys, King Swamp here with another video. Today we'll be talking about this giant creature in front of us, the Diplodocus. We'll go find one and tame it, and I'll tell you all its uses. Excuse me. So there are two different ways you can actually tame the Diplodocus. And it's pretty unique because most of the other dinos in the game, you can only tame them one certain way. Diplodocus you can tame in two ways. The end result doesn't really matter much. I'll go into more detail. Let's get rid of this raptor. Alright, let's go fly and find one. They are passive creatures, but they will still aggro on the player. But by that I mean when it spots you, it'll make a sound, and then it'll start chasing you. And then what it does is it hits you, it nudges you with its neck. And that'll cause knockback. Now the initial impact won't damage you, but it will send you flying, and you can get hurt from fall damage. So if you're on like a mountain or a hilltop and you see a Diplodocus, be mindful of that because it can knock you off and it could lead to your death. Keep getting stuck on all these trees. Alright, those are brontosaurs. Diplodocus is just about as long as them, but shorter. Alright, there's one. I'll show you what happens when it aggroes on you. So it just made the sound. Now he's hitting me with his... See? He just sent us way back here. So if we were up higher and if we hit that, we would have been taking some nasty fall damage. The other thing it could do is it could knock you in the way of predators like raptors or carno. It will do the same thing to your tames. So if you have a base around this area, these things will knock your tames around all over the place. It won't damage them though. Tames do not take fall damage if they don't have a rider on top of them. But if it does knock something in the water and you're not aware of it, it can drown. Alright, on to how to tame it. It is both a passive tame by putting the last food that it desires. It eats berries and regular kibble. You could also knock it out and tame it with trank arrows or using a horse. The passive way, you can tame it quicker, but you run the risk of if it takes any damage during the passive process, you'll have to start all over. Whereas by knocking it out, you can just put the food in its inventory, then do other things. And only large carnivores will aggro on it. So we are going to go for the knockout method. I'm gonna use my horse to KO it. Alright, he's running, so he should be close to being knocked out. And there he is, just like that. Oh no, okay. Thought we were stuck for a second. Now that he's down and out, I can put the kibble in the inventory. Go ahead and pod rocket back up. I did see something that was a hot pink in the woods. So while the Diplodocus is taming, I'll go check that out, see what it was. It looks like a Paraceratherium, which is like the large giraffe looking things from the swamps. Yep. There's another there's another Diplodocus out there too. What level is that one? Oh, same level. No, we can tame both. We'll do one passive and one. They're both the same level, so we'll see which one tames first, even though the KO method got a head start. Oh, so that was instant. So yeah, as I said before, the passive way to tame it is a lot quicker than knocking it out. If it was a higher level though, I would have had to follow it some more to feed it. But that was not the case. So I'll go ahead and slap a saddle on it. All the other ones taming. We're gonna take our big boy for a ride. They, despite their size, they are pretty fast. And they have good stamina. They can outrun a Brontosaurus. Base speed, they can outrun a Rex. So you can outrun half of the roster without putting any points into movement speed, as long as you're sprinting. Now you see there's a bunch of seats on each side of this. So, including the driver, you could have 11 people ride this dinosaur. So if you have a large tribe, you can ferry everybody. If you need to go on like a huge journey from one base to another, Diplodocus is a safe way to do that, especially if you're transporting multiple survivors. Their carry weight's pretty good. In PvP, you can actually use them aggressively to storm bases. Players can fire weaponry from the saddles, so if they have machine guns or rifles, as long as the driver knows what they're doing, you can ride by a base and open fire on anything. The driver the driver's able to control, and you can use the neck push, as I like to call it, on other dinos and players. In PvP, you can use it on other players. It will not work on PvE. And it doesn't do any damage like the wild ones, but it will knock them back. And you could knock things off of cliffs. So while this dino doesn't do any damage whatsoever to wild dinos, if something's attacking you from the front, you can push it into the water, you can push it off cliffs just to get it out of the way or away from you. If you built like a trap and you want to herd a dinosaur in there without aggroing it, you can do so with the Diplodocus. Use the neck to nudge it to the spot that you want. But again, wild dinos don't take fall damage. Tamed dinos don't take fall damage unless they have a rider. And then harvesting wise, they do harvest berries and thatch. And a little bit of wood from trees. Pretty basic for those methods as far as harvesting is concerned. Since it is a large dinosaur, it can get stuck between rocks and trees pretty easy. It will knock over the trees while it's sprinting. And that pretty much sums it up for the Diplodocus. Report card wise, I am going to give it a D. The fact that it can't really damage anything for being a large dinosaur really powers it down, in my opinion. If you don't have a large tribe, there's no really need for it. Because I'm a solo player, so I don't have any tribe mates whatsoever. So these seats are kind of useless to me. And I know some people have used them as like a cab service. You can make alliances with other members, and then they're able to ride on the saddles. But pretty much once you're able to get, once you're flying, to get some flyers, you see Allosaurus in the distance, then travel by land at this speed isn't really ideal anymore when you can take to the air. Let me find where my wyvern is. So yeah, that's pretty much, I don't really use these guys. I just tame them to collect them, and then how to show you guys what they're used for. If you're in a mega tribe or have a lot of people in PvP, then it is a good tame to have. So if you have any other uses or stories about the Diplodocus, let me know in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys later for another video. It's King Swamp. I'll see you guys later.